Hi everybody, it's Corey at the Reset Girl, and I am about to do my Inkwellpress Planner. I am so excited about getting it set back up for memory keeping this month. I have two of these guys, and this one is the one I use for memory keeping. And I have a very simplistic form of memory keeping that I've been really trying to promote and get other girls to adapt because it's very simple to do. It doesn't take a lot of time, and you end up having, kind of a diary in your planner after everything is said and done. So I wanted to go ahead and do my mission board, my notes page, and my monthly page for the month. And if you are new to my channel and watching my videos, I'm new to you, I tend to record from start to finish. I don't do a lot of pre-planning at all. I just go with the flow, and the reason why is because I kind of look at this as you guys are kind of looking over my shoulder as I actually create. I'm not trying to teach you something specifically, in which case I would have things pre-planned because I was trying to get you to recreate something I've done. I'm not doing that. I'm just decorating with my camera on, basically. And for the most part, I'd say you guys seem to love that concept. I personally do. I love watching somebody's process. I don't understand a lot of how someone got from point A to point B. So I like watching that kind of meandering and perhaps even hearing why I chose what I did. So I try to do that approach with you girls. But I have gotten questions about it lately, so I thought I would kind of explain that because I feel like those are questions for someone who's not as familiar with my style, because I don't watch a lot of process videos these days, so I don't know what other people are doing. In this case, what I had done earlier today is I set up my little paper buffet. So I have gotten all of my hexagons cut. I pre-selected my paper and just cut them. I cut these by hand, the ones for the mission board, because the punches are not the exact size. There's two punches made by Fiskars, and they're just a little bit too small. So I have been cutting my own. These are just little bits. These came, most of these I should say, not this one. These came from a piece of scrapbook paper from October Afternoon, this awesome collection called 9 to 5. It's all like vintage secretary, which of course I would love. Circles, I punched those out of paper. These are the little hexagons that got punched from using my punch, and as you can see, they are smaller. And then these are a bunch of just scraps. These rectangles I use in my Day Designer. They're pre-cut for a specific part. And then I happen to have this piece from Chamel that I really loved. I loved the colors, and they're kind of vintagey, and they're all upside down. So I actually was going to use one of those today in my layout. So just because I was kind of guessing how I was going to do this today, I actually did lay some of my hexagons out to see how I was going to, how they were all going to work together, because the paper came from all different kinds of collections, and I love that. I love using paper from different things and then putting it together. So this is kind of my mock-up for how I was going to do my mission board. As you can see, I'm actually covering quite a few things up. I am not using that piece that Inkwell has. I'm not filling this in. This is not a planner for writing goals in. This is a planner for recording what things happened. So I'm getting my trusty glue stick, and I'm going to start gluing my pieces down. And I have to say, this room is getting really warm because of the lights that I have on above my head, so there is a good chance I'm going to have to turn the air conditioner on, which means you're going to hear a very light little hum in the background, which is probably a lot better than the cheesy music that I had on in my last video. That will teach me to make videos with music on. I had no idea that that was violating any kind of YouTube policy, just even having it on in the background. It was completely unintentional, but Mr. Crafty was not having it. He did not want to get in trouble with YouTube, so he had to lay music on over the top of my video. I'm trying to remember which one it is. I think it's the one with the lister's got a list set up. I think that's the one. And believe me, I picked the least offensive music I could find. Okay. So I'm getting my little hexagons glued down. This one, I feel like that one's got a little lift to it. You can feel how chunky the paper is underneath it too, from all the things I've laid on underneath. If I were doing any stamping, that would probably be a really good reason to make sure to stamp the individual page and not the entire book. Okay, and this, I'm actually going to take a little pair of scissors and I'm going to trim this down. These pieces are kind of butting up against each other. And I got this one down. It's probably my favorite part is building this page, to be honest with you. And it's totally imperfect, I can see that. But I'm okay with it. I'm going with it nonetheless. My favorite paper probably in this collection is this wood grain paper here. I love wood grain so much. I do, I do. In fact, I'm actually putting it in my new collection coming out because I love it so much. I have been hoarding this piece of paper for probably a good 2 years, 3 years maybe, probably 3 years. And finally, I don't know, I just love the color of it. It's got this beautiful honey tone to it. Wood grain is tricky. I have discovered the hard way. It is tricky to find a good wood grain you can use in designs. Okay. And then I have a couple of pieces from the new Wonder collection from Crepe Paper, which did feature wood grain, which made me really want it bad. And I'm just going to go ahead and add those little elements over. It's kind of an odd little collection, I personally think, the die cuts. It's like a little bit of, it's a very interesting collection, I think. It's kind of vintagey. It's got some kind of really pretty, like, you know, high-end patterns, like designer patterns. It's got these, like, you know, obviously it's intended to be part of a collection with featuring for kids. You know, it's, you can tell that. But very an interesting take on it. I always wish I could see like the inspiration boards they put together for their scrapbook collections. Wouldn't that be so interesting to see what inspires them in the first place? Okay, and then of course I'm going to add my girls. And I just thought they would be awesome against that really graphic pattern from Miss Felicity Jane's studio. They are looking fly. Okay, so I have that. And before I like continue on, I'm going to just keep on keeping on. So I'm going to add, I'm going to use this. This is actually cut out from a larger scrapbook piece of paper from the Chamel collection. And I'm going to go ahead and do something unusual. I'm going to go ahead and glue it down right in the center of the page. I kind of call this page my highlight reel. And basically what I mean by that is I kind of do a little summary for the whole month and write it for this. So it's got a little, it's writing down more of like the highlights. And then what was I going to do? Okay, so for this page here, I literally tore this out of my vintage sewing pattern catalog. So as you can see, it is truly vintage. And I'm actually going to cut one of these girls out and add it. I know, I usually scan these first, but I'm Mr. Crafty is not here at the moment, and he is the wizard with the scanner. I am not. He's my tech support, and so I can't wait for him to come back. So I'm literally just cutting up the page. I took a photo of it though, what it looked like before I started cutting into it. Okay. You can smell the paper. It has a slightly musty smell to it. Okay. So I'm adding this girl because her dress is really perfect with this little thing here. This little card I laid down. So I'm going to add her like so. And I never do. I never remember to put anything down on my table before I start gluing and doing stuff, and I'm just got my table covered in glue. Okay, so I'm going to put her about right there. So basically I'll be writing around this image is what I'm going to be doing. It's intentional. I also love this little piece here. I think that's super cute. And then of course my favorite is the flowers, but I told myself that it would have to be a really special reason to use these flowers because I'm in love with them. I don't know, that's pretty cute. Kind of feel like it's worth it. Let me see here. I also feel like this piece probably needs a little something up here. I love putting pieces like this, like right down through the center of where you're going to write, because it makes you have to write around it, which therefore makes your page look so much more interesting when you have things that you have to write around. And so that was definitely what my goal here is to make it interesting. And there's that too. I like that. Of course, then I also like it there too. Ooh, I really like it there. I like it even better up against the page. Yep, that just found a new home, just like that. Okay, so let me even that up against the side of the page. And then there's this too. I don't know, this is the kind of stuff that drives me crazy because I want it to be like the most amazing thing ever. No regrets. Maybe it's just a matter of like turning it. No, it definitely wants to be like this. I just feel like something wants to be here. I don't know what. Maybe it's something smaller and simpler, like that. Okay, we're going to do that, but I'm definitely going to use these flowers. These flowers need to be on something special, and I do have other packages of this Wonder collection downstairs, so let's not fool ourselves. I can just open another pack. It's not the last one. Okay, and then I'm going to add it up here. To be honest with you, I actually kind of like this without the heart. I'm going to do something very bold here. I'm actually going to cut the heart in the background away. Which I would tell you, do not be afraid to do. Don't ever be afraid to cut stuff up when you want to try something new or make it different or better. Don't be afraid to experiment. That's cute too. I didn't love that heart behind it. I like that. And I also like that too. I can go either way. I'm actually going to go, I'm just going to do the heart by itself. Every time I'm in a quandary like that, I always picture you girls on the other side of the camera, like the Price is Right show where you're yelling at me, no, go with that one. No, go with this one. It's because I have a good imagination. Okay, let me see here. Oop, oh, oh, hang on. That almost went straight down there. I wasn't ready for it. I was just testing this. I was just testing to see. But I do like it. This is my absolute favorite pattern of all my layering stickers, is the one with the black and white. I'm trying to decide where I like it more. Probably right there. The layering stickers to me are one of the most fun things I have in my entire sticker collection. Like all the stickers I sell, I absolutely adore these. I have more of them coming out because I love them so much. They are so fun, in my opinion. And here's where I start adding my little stickers, my stamps, which just reminded me. So I got one of the, this is one of the, from the Citrus Twist kits that I have. And I think it's, I can't remember the name of theirs, but it has to do, it's a, like a scrapbooking. It's like using the Project Life. It even came with like little Project Life cards and everything. I just can't, they all call it some, they all have an individual name for what they call their Project Life kit. I just can't think of what theirs is called. But that's where this one came, was the Citrus Twist. And they have these gorgeous blue stickers. And I thought I would, ooh, they feel weird. They're almost like they're not stickers. They feel plasticky. Okay, I'm gonna go with this one. Interesting. They smell like plastic. But they came off the page. That's what matters. Okay, so I'm gonna put a, you've got this down on that one. One on there, and then of course I love my Simple Stories ones. I'm gonna go up here, I think. Actually, if I put it up there, it probably won't show very well. And then trying to decide where. Sometimes you need to play with things a little bit before you decide where they belong, where they're going to live. Sometimes it takes a moment. So these are from my July Listers kit. And I'm going to start looking for other little bits and pieces. So this is a whole bunch of October Afternoon die cuts. That I got move some of my pieces over here out of the way. And then of course, one of my favorite things to do is put speech bubbles on my girls like this. I never get tired of that. That one's too big, it's covering stuff up. Sometimes I just really like random things that make no sense. I just do. I just like the colors and the fact that it has typewritten ink. It makes no sense for it to be sitting there at all. It says click, click, click. But I like the way it looks. So it's going down. Don't be afraid to just put things because you like the way they look. They don't have to make sense. I personally think it's kind of funny when my layouts don't. They do have little quirky things about them. To me, that's too much yellow. This was actually part of the print of the journal card, so I just cut it into a, I cut it into the shape of a hexagon, so I just kind of used the design. Okay, so I'm gonna change where this is gonna go. Moving this. I'll actually put it on this hexagon and overlap that circle so it's more in that picture. And then I'm gonna add this because this month I'm actually gonna change my eating. I'm gonna use an eating plan. And I'm sure that is what I'm going to be saying a whole lot of. So that's what we're doing. Okay. Oh, this is going to be fun to use this next month. It's going to be fall. Can you believe it's going to be fall next month? I absolutely love fall. I know most of us girls love fall. There's just something about it that we just all love. I think it's like getting cozy and getting to wear like certain clothes. A lot of us have boots that we love to wear and sweaters and scarves. And there's probably, I personally think, you know, because we're bundling up, there's less emphasis on our figures, you know, like being slender and all that. I think that most women are like, ah, cover it up, pile it on. Here in Washington, women are very relaxed about that stuff. I'm from California, where women are just crazy about their appearance, but here women are just way more practical, and you know, when it's wintertime, they're wearing cozy stuff. So I kind of like that. It's kind of funny when you get a chance to live in a different environment and you get to see how different people are. It really kind of opens your eyes that not everybody is the same way. Some societies here are different. So that was one thing I noticed when I moved up here, was women are just not into all of the wearing heels, and I was a total heels and dress wearer. But when I moved up here, I almost felt like odd doing it because a lot of women don't. I'm kind of thinking, even though the colors work really well here, I don't know that I love it there. Ooh, see, and it was like, if I'd waited any longer, it would not have gone. Do I like that better? No. I don't know what it is that bugs me about that one. Yep, I'm getting hot. It's definitely going to be time to turn the air conditioner on in a second. Let's see. Maybe it's none of those. Maybe it's a piece here. That's cute. It's a little mason jar. Kind of I think this one's down here pretty hard, so I'm just gonna ignore it and just cover it up. I'm going to sacrifice him because I think he'll cause more damage with me tearing him up than if I just left him alone. So he's just gonna get covered. That's sad. Okay. Put a couple more down, and I think I'm almost ready to be done here. I'm going to put a couple pieces of washi down that I like this washi with the numbers. And I never ever get sick of this washi, the white with the black hearts. It's one of my favorites. Ever since I put my washi on this ring, I really feel like I utilize my washi every day. I feel like the ones I love get seen more often, that they're just getting used because these are definitely the ones that I love. That looks weird. That one is no bueno. So maybe it's just that one. I don't like to force things. If it doesn't belong, it doesn't belong. And I think I like to add some mint. Okay, I'm going to add that up here. And I'm going to add a little bit of my black washi. It's going to go right there. I'm actually going to trim it though. Okay, so I'm going to add, it's just weird, I can tell looking at this page it's not nearly as finished as it usually is for me. Usually I have a lot more decorating that I do, so I feel like it looks odd. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, I just saw them a second ago too. Oh, here it is. Okay, this is also from that same Citrus Twist kit that I can't remember the name of now. I'm grabbing my favorite stamp pads. I'm going to grab this little guy out of here because it has some fabulous stamps on it. And I'm going to go ahead and get my little block. I'm gonna, as I said before, I'm gonna flip my page so that it's not resting on itself, it's resting directly on the table. That way I can be assured to get a nice smooth stamp. And I'm gonna grab, I like the ones, there's these lighter ones. This one's called Platinum. There's a bronze one, a silver, one called Attic Dust. I like using the really light gray ones for decorating. So I'm going to do this over here. And I'm going to take one of my little emojis that I love so much. And actually I'm going to position this better because it's only going to be able to stamp a certain place up there. Ink him up. Get a little face in there. And then I'm going to do this one. This is Teal Damask. This is the color I'm actually considering putting in the August kit right now. Going back and forth on it. So I'm going to put him in there. Ink him up. I need to clean my little, clean these little guys. I'm so bad at not cleaning my stamps. And then these little word stamps, basically I'm going to do is just lay a whole bunch of them on this stamp. They're really little. They're typewritten words. And I'm going to use Old Road. Just ink them up. And in my opinion, that's what starts adding that, some of that little background is the little stamps. They're so tiny, but it adds just a little bit of texture to the page, a little bit of okay. And then speaking of my stamps, I love my roller stamps. So I'm going to grab that one. This one says Adventure. This is a Studio Calico set. I just think it's fun to add just little things all over the page. Go with this one. Fun, fun, fun. I never use colored inks. I always stick to the grays and blacks, so today's a special day for me. Okay, So that's going to be it for me. Probably going to add this. This little blank spot is just kind of bugging me. So I like that pop of orange there. That works. So that is my mission board and my notes and rambling page. So this is where I will start doing my memory keeping in my planner. And then this is where I would start noting significant dates and things that are happening this month, although this will be, for me, this will actually be something of a quiet month before it gets all crazy next month. So I like to do different things here, like cut paper. As you can see, I'm so not scientific about this at all. I'm just like, oh, that's good enough. Okay. I'm going to glue this guy down here. This planner is so much fun to decorate when you don't use it as a planner per se. Like, it's just fun to just like fill it up and do different stuff with it. I loved having it as a planner, for sure. Don't get me wrong. But I just love going crazy and wild with it, you know, and just being able to put whatever I want on the pages. That's something I definitely appreciate. So I'm going to start, this was actually an event that already happened, but I'm going to go ahead and mark it because it should be marked. And then one thing that I'm going to start doing, I'm actually going to start making stickers for this. I just didn't want to have to make it by hand each time. I did this in my planner and I really loved it. It's just a lot of work doing it this way. I'm getting all my scrap paper out that I love using, and I love experimenting with stuff and trying new things. Okay, so okay. As you can see, all I'm doing is just laying down little, cutting up little pieces of paper. Well, this is throwing me off. Using this style makes me want to stick with the same stuff, so I'm going to stick with this one probably. This is a fun way to use this kind of stuff. I'll say that for sure. I just like randomly putting things just because I don't have to use, I'm not using this as a planner again. I can put whatever I want on here at this point. I know that there's letters in this collection. They spell out love, I think. Or maybe hotel. Let's see. Oh, they spell out hello. If I have them all. Do I have them all? Yep. That looks kind of fun, huh? Being spread out all over the spread like that. Or does it look better pressed together? I like that. My desk is getting super messy. There's so much stuff up here. I can't even decorate anymore. Okay, quick regrouping here. Okay, so there is my August monthly layout, which I can still add notes to if I happen to forget anything. Let's say I run out of time and so I don't have the opportunity to write a complete entry for my day, I would just make a tiny note of it on this page. I figure I can fit a couple bullet points onto each square for the most point, but I like that. I haven't done that before where I'm just like full on decorating the whole thing so crazily, like adding, you know, big letters and stuff, but I think it's fun to do it that way. Now, as far as this goes, I normally get my entire, I get this all planned out too as well for the week, so that I don't have to do any decorating. Everything is all set up for me to do. Okay, I had to turn it on. It was just getting way too warm in here. Trying to see at what point kind of ballparking the amount of paper I have to work with here. Okay, so I'm gonna trim it to about right there. Right here. Okay. I'm laying that down there. And then what I normally do with this area here is this is where I would normally lay my pictures out. I'll put them inside the, in that margin. So I'll layer like a photograph that I take in there, like this or that or this. That's what I normally do with it. It's kind of like a little backdrop for laying photos down. And then, like I said before, I just will lay down elements right down the center, off to the side. You know, put them over here, over here, over here, all over the place, just to kind of create a visual interest for my page, I should say. Okay, so what did I just do with all those pieces? I'm going to lay this one down. And I do kind of have, I feel like I have like a little formula where I put down some pieces of washi, some stickers. I kind of have like something I stick to. If you were to like look through my pages, you can see that there's stuff that, you know, that I lay out in the center like that for a reason. Okay, so I'm gonna so in this case I'm laying down that one there. Oop. And my favorite washi that I always put on everything. Putting pieces down here on this side of the page. Same thing with washi. I will totally lay it on this side. As long as it looks good on the page, I put the colors I've chosen. On this one. Okay, and now I am grabbing another ink pad. This is the Old Road again, and I'm dabbing my little guy here. And usually when I know I'm going to do a lot of repeat stamping, I'll hold it in my left hand, and this will be the stamping hand. I have this thing where I like to stamp in threes. I don't know why. I just think it looks really cool. Because I did that with this one, I'm gonna flip it over and do it over here too. So here's where I'll start writing in my text, add a little photo, maybe a couple photos over here. But this is at least the foundation of what I do for my memory keeping, and then I'll go ahead and embellish it further if there's room once I actually do some real writing, because as you can see, like, I can end up putting a lot more embellishy stuff on it once I know how much room I'm actually going to be using. So I at least like to lay something down, and then I'll finish it when that comes. So tomorrow I will fill out that, and at the end of the month would be writing up my summary for August. So here is my completed setup for my memory keeping planner, which I really love. I like the colors. There's just like a little bit of bright. Most of it's pretty muted. So that's it for this particular planner. I'm good for August now. As I go through this, I'll just continue doing this once a week to set up those, but this is all I need to kick me off for the month, which I love. So I'm going to go ahead and set up another planner, and I thank you girls so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye everybody.